Hello, 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 everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am JayLee. This is JLeesCorner, and this is my review for Love After Lockup Season 3, Episode 8. This may be part 1. I'm not sure. I may have to split it up into 2. I'm not sure. You'll see. At the end of it say go on to part 2, it's going over to part 2. Okay, but anyway, let's get into it. If you have not done so already, please come over to subscribe to my channel and become a whole JayBird. JayBird. Dun 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 dun. And all that goodness and stuff. We don't have time for everything else, okay? Because this show was long enough, honey. Y'all know, relax, relate, release. Send to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Follow me on IG and on Twitter and all that jazz. All that jazz. All that jazz, okay? First up, we have Tyrese and Sean, okay? Uncle Pop around here. Hey, Uncle Daddy. You know, girl, this looks like a scam. Okay? Okay? This looks like a scam. Okay? Okay? Anyway, so, you know, he's still disappointed that they was not able to go and do anything sexual in nature because, again, she has to get up on a plane and go to, I think she's going to Kansas City, too. Is she going to meet up with Quaylon? With Quaylon? I don't know. But he also says how it was good for them to at least be able to hang out with each other outside of prison, okay? In the free world of it all and whatnot. Now, in the car, you know, he like, you know, people keep saying that I'm too old for you and you too young for me. And she was like, oh, do they? Now, in her confessional, she bring up how, you know, his oldest child is the same age as me, okay? And that makes me feel some kind of way. I feel a little bit weird about it. But his son has always been your age. Why do you feel weird now? Is it because you kissing his daddy? I'm guessing it's because you kissing his daddy, but I'm not, girl, whatever. But in the car, he like, you know, so you with me with this? I'm saying, it's us against them. And she was quiet for a second. She was like, yeah, you know, yeah. I'm like, does he don't have no man's intuition. He don't see that this is a scam. Okay? Okay? Or whatever. So, you know, I'm like, girl, and she only said yes because he's her ride to the bus station. She ain't want to get put out on the side of the road and miss her bus, okay? Now, at the bus station, when they pull up, boom, they chit-chat outside, you know. But she tells him, you know what I'm saying, we can still make this work. I think it can work between us. I'm saying, I still feel a connection with you. We just have to stay in touch, okay, on things, I'm saying, and work on it. Gassing them up. She gassing them on up to make him feel like once I leave this city that we can still be a couple. But we know she lying. We know she lying. Now on the inside, you know what I'm saying? She like, so you gonna give me some money still? You gonna send me some money? He like, I'm gonna give you some money. I'm saying, I ain't gonna pull it out in front of everybody. I'm looking like, well, how much you gonna get? Like, how much you gonna give her? Look, first of all, he gave her, it looked like 120. Now this is the thing. As he was counting the money out and when he handed it to her, I promise y'all, I'm like, that looked like how it looked when that man, Robert Kelly, gave that little girl that money in that video before he gave her a golden shower. That's what it looked like to me. And anyone who say, I don't want to put my money out as if it's a lot, I'm like, $200 isn't a lot of money. And the fact that the money was kind of jumbled and bumped, I'm looking like, you ain't got no crisp 20s. You didn't have this $200 bills. You got some girl, I digress. You know, when he then go to get her like a little tag for her suitcase, because she nobody have a tag for her suitcase. And she like, yeah, I can't wait to go on this bus and go about and start my life or whatever. He gave me $200. I'm like, I mean, if you have nothing, it's a lot, but anyway, so she go on the bus or whatever, and he brings up how, you know what I'm saying, when she get a weekend pay, they kiss goodbye. And call me when you get, call me, yeah, call me, yeah, I'm gonna call you, okay, or whatever. And then he brings up how, you know, once she gets to the halfway house and, you know, she gets a weekend pass and he'll drive up to see her. And then, of course, when she's free, you know, he'll have her come see him. I'm like, you ain't gonna ever see her again. Get that through Ooh, your head. Okay. Anyway, we then had him sitting with his son. We can make her disappear because we not gonna see her no more. So we did see him talking to his son. I thought I had a picture of him and his son. I may have been tripping. But you know what? Boom, it's right there. So he was talking to his son at the house or whatever. After he then came home, and all these things, and the son like, so how did it go? Oh, y'all didn't have sex? Oh, that's kind of crazy. Look, I ain't like you, son. I'm saying I ain't not worried about sex, but you kept talking about it. So you were concerned with this, so cut it out. And the son point is, I'm saying, look, young women use older men. So, we still feel like she may be using you, Dad. Like, I'm saying? It ain't no diss to you. I'm just saying this is what happens in these streets. But Uncle Pop don't want to listen to his son or to us. Okay, he does not want to listen to anyone. He feel like we gonna be just fine. Don't worry about how much money I gave her. You ain't paying I gave her $1,000,000. Don't worry about it. Leave us be. We gonna be good. I plan to see her later. You may plan to see her. She don't plan to see you. Okay? We then have Heather. Heather is waiting to go get Dylan from prison because he gets out today. And she reminds us that, he proposed to her 3 months after he went to jail, and how in their head they are married. I'm looking like, you can't treat marriage like a verbal contract. You can't say, oh, I asked you, was you my manager? So now we have a contract verbally. That's not how marriage works, okay? But I digress or whatever. And we're going to get married. We're going to have kids. We're going to have a life. It's going to be so amazing. It's going to be great. La 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 la. I'm my girl. Anyway, she brings up how I didn't do drugs when I was drunk or whatever. But then my whole life changed when I met him. You know what I'm saying? I've told him my deepest and darkest secret. She then tells us a horrific story that how when she was 14 years old, her stepfather was not talking properly to her mom, and she did not like how her stepfather was treating her mom. And so she spoke up. And because of that, the stepfather then convinced the mom to send her to like a camp for troubled teen at 14 years old. And, when she was at the camp, she was raped. And, so because of that, she doesn't trust family. Because again, my mom sent me away based on something a man told her I was in such a way. And then this happened to me. And now, it's crazy or whatever. So that I was like, that's horrific. But she told him about it, and so for her, she feels that we're connected or whatever. He gives me hope, and he pulls me out of my darkness. I'm like, that's nice or whatever. She also brings up how she does worry a little bit that he may get out and leave her. I'm like, that's always a possibility or whatever. And so we do see he gets out, okay, and she comes running to him, kicks her shoes off, and she's running barefoot to her man in prison. Let's be clear, Dylan is gorgeous. Okay, where is he at? Right there, boom. He's gorgeous. He's absolutely gorgeous. He has an amazing body. Boom, pow, pow. Okay, he looked great coming out. Okay, he looks great outside of his clothes and stuff. Now, I found Dylan on IG because I think the Lockup posted his page, and I went and looked at it. He's different. Okay, then you would think he would, been a dude who's been in prison all these years and whatnot. We're gonna leave that there. But anyway, he's out. They run up and they hugging and kissing and hugging. Now he gave a different kind of explanation about them. He brings up how I've always been a entrepreneur type of person. I've always had an entrepreneur mindset. Okay, and I was selling drugs in the clubs or whatever when I was like 18 years old. I've been arrested about 34 times. I'm like, being arrested 34 times is not an entrepreneurial type of mindset. That's a drug dealer. That's a criminal. Okay, that's different. Anyway, he brings up how the last time he was arrested, he did 5 years because someone set him up, and he sold 100 X pills to an undercover cop. Okay, he then brings up how, with him and what's her other that. He like, I didn't know her much before I went to jail. We had minimal interactions. He was like minimal like he's making it clear that she's a bit crazy or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Even though he says in the moment of him getting out, how he says how he has his girl with him now. He's great and feels great and blah blah blah. And the whole time she's trying to eat him. Like, she's literally licking him and girl, it was almost cringy. The sexual, frustrating tension of them wanting to fuck each other because again they've never had sex. It was just weird. Anyway, he was talking in his confessional and said like we have had minimal interactions before I got locked up. I then went to jail, and a couple weeks later, she came to see me, and she had my name tattooed on her stomach saying, "I'm always yours, Dylan." He also brings up how she has his name on the back of her thigh in Chinese, and she also has his name on her collarbone in Arabic. I'm looking like, why? Girl, that's kind of, girl, he's like, that's like a forever thing to come and have, a man's name tattooed all over your body. He says, also borderline obsessive, but you know what I'm saying? I guess it is what it is. He says, so now he just wonders, like, how would they work out that he's now out of prison and they'll be around each other 24/7. Like, I don't know how it may go, good or bad. I feel like if someone you've only known a short time comes to visit you in prison and they have "I'm always yours, Dylan," that's crazy. John and Christina. So she went to see her mom. She's coming from that, she tells, now she's only been out of prison 2 days. So she tells John how good the visit went with her mom because she has not seen her mom in 4 years and everything, you know what I'm saying? It was a good time had by all or whatever, She brings up how she feels like, with her mom by her side, with John being so supportive, she really feels as if this time she can really make it and not go back to jail. So she's very optimistic about, her chances this time. Now John brings up that she only gets out the halfway house to go and fill out job applications, okay? And for that reason, they have to be creative with what they do, okay? So he's taking her because he's her driver. So he's approved to drive her around to do these different job things or whatever. But however, they have been picking places for her to apply for jobs at that they can kind of do other little stuff a little bit here, a little bit there, okay? I'm like, that's not smart. The fact that that she's had to go back to jail and always messed up at this place, why would y'all try to do this 2 days out of prison? I get if she's been off maybe like 2 weeks, maybe, or a month or so, but 2 days of a person who's always messed up, that was not smart. But I digress. So the first place was like a little flower shop where she went with her mom, and then they go to this restaurant or whatever. When she walks in, they sit down for some food. So it's like their first date, that they're doing or whatever. And they sit down and she do say, hey, you guys have a job app or whatever. And the girl says, yes. Like, okay, can I get one? So she does ask for a job application or whatever. And they sitting down talking for like it wasn't even the full, 2 or 3 minutes or whatever. And when the waitress walks away after she's asked for the job application, somebody walks up and says, hey, you have to come back to the halfway house. And she was like, oh, okay. And she's like, shit, I'm caught. The people from the halfway house have been watching and following them the whole time. So they saw her go to the flower shop and meet her mom. They then followed them from there to the restaurant where she was sitting down with him ordering food. And so, she's like, oh, well, okay. So John gets up thinking, okay, they're going to butt. And they're like, no. You're not riding with him. You're riding with us. So come on back or whatever. And he's like, okay, call me once, you can or whatever. So outside, you hear them saying, you are not out here doing applications or whatever. You're here getting food. And she's like, no, I asked them for an app. They're like, we've been fucking watching you. Like, we saw you sit down and order fucking food. Like, I'm like, y'all cussing? Oh, okay. But again, they had been watching and seeing what she had been doing, and she didn't know. She did say in her confession, I felt like someone was watching us, but I just didn't, I couldn't see them, but they were. And, girl, they tell her that, they not going to send her back or whatever. She's been restricted to the halfway house, so now she can't go out and do apps anymore, and how she'll probably be, like, written up or whatever. And they're like, we fucking saw you. And I think it was dumb of them to do that so soon with her getting out. So, she all sad. Nah, John don't know what's gonna happen or whatnot. So then she calls him later on, and then she's crying. I'm just so upset. She's mad or whatever. But they're not gonna send her back. She's gonna get a ticket or whatever. Again, she can't go fill out any more job apps for the time being. And he like, I just hope, that she could stay calm because I know that she's, a drug addict and she will always be one. And I don't want her relapsing and I don't want her running because she's just mad or whatever. But she tells him how, I'm happy to have you because, you keep me calm. No, he dumb because he drove you around. He knew he shouldn't have did it. He knew y'all were dumb to say, we gonna do. Y'all was dumb. Maurice and Jessica, the married couple or whatever. So he gets to meet her parents. What the parents said, boom, pow, pow. He's meeting the parents, and in meeting the parents again, Jessica kept telling him like, we cannot let my parents know that you're not supposed to be here. We cannot let them know that you're breaking your parole being here. So that was the agreement before they got there, because her parents would be upset. So they get in there, whatever, and the dad brings up how for him, he still does not know, like, where this whole marriage thing would go with them or whatever, because he feel like it's a chance that Maurice could still be kind in Jessica, because, again, that's what people in jail do. Not just black folks, white folks too, because we know it's all kind of white kind of folks on here too. So again, her father feeling that way is actually valid. We've seen this shit on this show before. So they get in there and they chit chat and everything, and the mom, oh, this is nice. Oh, this is nice. I feel like I'm at home. Yeah, I feel at home here. I say, how? You don't live there. That's not your house. What do you mean? What's going on here? But I digress or whatever. So they in the house, talking to whatnot. The mom like, oh, so what have y'all been doing? I'm like, they been fucking, mama. They've been fucking. Okay, but anyway, she said, oh, he just been playing video games. I'm looking like, well, I guess so. The dad then say, oh, I wish I had time to do that. All I have time to do is work. Well, Dad, shut up. Okay, he just got out. He can't work just yet. Leave that man be. Okay, but my reason brings up how, it just feels good to be home. Okay, I just like it. He goes on about how at his cousin's house, it's small, his cousin has roaches, and then he also brings up how, I'm like, first of all, the fact that you came on national television and told the world your cousin has roaches was not nice, Maurice, but I get it. No one wants to live with roaches, okay? I would not stay at anyone's house who has roaches, okay? I would rather be not homeless, not that, but I mean, I would have to go somewhere else, okay? Can't do it. But he also tells them how the parole board is giving me issues. It's the parole board, won't let me come here to shit. I have to wait up to 2 months to be able to transfer my parole from, Cali to Vegas. And just was like, I told him, don't say that shit. And he snitched on himself. And so now the parents are like, so y'all breaking the law being here? They're like, well, technically, yeah, like we can always get back really quickly because this is a 4-hour drive or whatnot. And the dad like, you can't, you cannot be breaking rules because again, you just can get in trouble for, aiding and abetting him and, and leaving the state or whatever. Like, it's not smart. Okay? It's not smart for my daughter or whatever. So the dad then take Maurice outside to chit chat a little bit about things and whatnot. And he's like, look, I know your past. Okay, I know all of that or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And we've worked hard to get what we have and to have this kind of life and to be here. Okay, so I don't want anyone from your old life, the gang life or whatever, knowing who we are or where we are. I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? Let them know I'm not putting up with no shit. Okay, hell will rain down upon anyone if something happens. I'm like, first of all, he feel like, okay, I don't want Maurice gang banging friends coming here to rob and steal from us. Is what I took from it, what he was saying, but I'm like, whatever. So, Maurice, like, I appreciate you saying this to me. I appreciate you having this conversation with him because I've never had this kind of talk with anyone before. I have not had any male role models. I didn't have, a father figure in my life when I was growing up. My mom did the best she could, and she tried her damnedest to help me be a man. But, the hood raised me, and I want to, he like, in life in Compton, it's either dead or in jail. He like, are you going to jail? And I won't die. I want to live. I want to have a good life. I know that starts with me being better. The gang life ain't for me no more. You know what I'm saying? Compton and that gang stuff that don't excite me no more. You know what I'm saying? I want my wife. I love my wife, and I want the best for us. And I'm like, oh, okay. The dad then said, I don't care that you black. I don't care about all your tattoos. I don't care about none of that. What matters to me is what's inside. You know what I'm saying? And I've never had a son. And when he said that, Maurice started smiling. And like, I would love to have a son, you know what I'm saying, that I can go fishing with, and have over to help me do stuff around the house, you know what I'm saying, we can talk. And I'm like, because that's stuff that father and son do. Your son come over, y'all, to fix the fucking pipe. I don't know. Or whatever. And then, like, so what I'll do is I'll take your word, that you are here for the right reasons and that you want to be a part of this family. And that's all I can do is take your word for it until you show me different and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And Maurice then said, thank you. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, you know what I'm saying, if I need help, if I need advice, I won't be afraid to come and ask you, you know what I'm saying, to help me, protect myself and to live a good life and to, and protect my wife. And it was a good thing that Maurice feels like he has a stand-up guy, to talk to get advice from. It just happened to be the white wife daddy. I don't know. Anyway, he's into Maurice. So yeah. What I need you to know though is, to take care of yourself in Compton. Okay, we're gonna have Jessica stay here in Vegas because she shouldn't be there. It's no good for her there. So, be there. Be there. She'll be here. You know what I'm saying? And when you can transfer your stuff, we'll see you then. Okay, we'll see you later. I'm like, really? So Maurice, like, it won't be easy for me, whatever, being in LA without my wife, because LA is fucked up. I can get killed there. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully things work out for me. I'm like, well, I mean, I don't get why she didn't get a good place in LA. I just don't get it. But I mean, dumb is a dumb does. Jessica's pretty fucking dumb. But I digress. Scott. Good old big lip Scott. Okay, so Scott gets a call from Lindsay and tells him she's finally really coming home. She actually has a whole out date, and she gets out like tomorrow. And this was like 2 weeks later from the first time when she should have gotten out. So he brings up how, the house here isn't, exactly how she wanted. I still have some things to do here, whatever. But you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Then we then see Lindsay's actually out. Okay, she's actually out in her own confessional and everything and whatnot. She brings up, I didn't get into any legal trouble till I was 22. Before then, I never got caught doing anything. You know what I'm saying? But out there, I started selling drugs. I was on a high-speed chase. Got caught with the drugs and the guns. You know what I'm saying? I used to date men who were older than me for money. I used to date, drug. She was for everybody. I mean, she may still be, but I don't know. You know what I'm saying? We do see her out at the airport, and she's talking with her mom and daughter on the phone because she knows she's out this time. And the mom, like, you need to quarantine for 2 weeks because at this point in time, this is when COVID has happened. So, it is what it is. And the reason that she had to get out and the reason she's going to the house is because the halfway house she was supposed to go to, she could not due to, COVID or whatever. And so they allow her to go to home confinement, and she will be confined to the house they have there in Mississippi. So that's the only reason she's going home to him and not going to a halfway house. And so her mom then said, okay, but because the baby girl stuff, you know what I'm saying, you have to quarantine for 2 weeks. And after that, as long as the school is still closed, I'll bring your daughter, you can keep her. Here you go. Take your child back or whatever. And you can tell she's nervous about that because she ain't got shit. I mean, with Scott, but I digress and whatnot, okay? So, she brings up how I just hope the connection between me and Scott is the same as it was, and it's the same as over the phone and through mail or whatever, in person or whatever. And then, she get out the plane and they run and hug and kiss. And she kissed that man in the mouth. What we do for money. I not me, couldn't do it. No, thank you. Anyway, she brings up how, she's happy to see him. It was a great thing that, to have him hold her and hug her and kiss her. And I was like, really? I mean, love is a love does, but I digress or whatever. So they get out to, the car. Now he picked her up in his work truck. She then said, "You picked me up in like a cheap drug dealer truck. Where's the limo?" I get it. He couldn't get. I'm like, bitch. He had all that before. He, girl, it made me mad. She was complaining from the get go, whatever. They get to the house, and she's like, "It's not. It's not fixed up. It's dirty. It's not decorated. You know what I'm saying? This is not what you told me it would be." Now, what we did not know is Scott has been living in Mississippi for a year. He's had that house for a year, and it doesn't look up to par. I feel like he don't have as much money as he's acting as if he does, and he didn't pay anyone to do work. It looked like or seemed like he's been doing the work himself by himself, and that's why it ain't done just yet. And I'm like, because if you was rich like that, you had a whole decorator come weeks ago. Where's she at? Okay, now was that a fake decorator? I guess so. And while she's entitled and she's a brat to complain about a man who has been providing for her daughter, her mama for 2 damn years, you can't be upset that he has not had the time to also build your goddamn dream Barbie house. Okay, so shut the fuck up. I mean, the house was dirty. He could have at least had a maid clean. But some people aren't good cleaners. You know what I'm saying? And you can tell he isn't. The house wasn't filthy dirty, but it needed to be clean. Let's make that clear. It was a little, he should have hired a maid to come clean it. Like, that's not that hard or whatnot. You can tell he's just been living there. And that's it. And she brings up how, it's a rare fact to her that he didn't have the house ready for her because he should have done that. I said, girl, you ain't paid not one dime, not no penny, not no nickel, not no nothing for shit in that house. Shut up. It's a way to suggest, hey, we need to get it clean here because it's not clean, versus have the fucking bratty ass fit because the floor is so fucking dirty. I can't walk barefoot on this floor, and the closet isn't done, and my daughter's room isn't built. And I'm like, girl, if he got a house and he had to build a room, he really ain't rich at the all or whatever. So in the room, this isn't fucking Disneyland. Like, this is like a fucking country fair. I'm like, she is really pissing and acting out. Look, she on the floor, upset. Now the wall behind her, I guess, shows he built out that closet. So I mean, he built you a closet, bitch. It just isn't that finished. But you ain't got number time. You was on home confinement, and I feel like because she was supposed to go to a halfway house, he probably felt like he had more time. But she came home early or whatever, and then he like, you're being kind of ungrateful. You know what I'm saying? You came home to a roof over your head. You know what I'm saying? And you was in a cage. Like, you cannot be acting like that. And she, whatever. The cage I was in was better than this. I'm looking like, no, it wasn't. And he tries to hug her to calm her down. Don't touch me. And I'm looking like, oh, she's doing one of those. So then he walks away, and then she walks away or whatever. And then she's like, I've done the worst thing. I fucked up. I'm in a house that's unfurnished. It's dirty. I can't believe this. And he said, I think she can be vindictive and angry. I thought that she was a Southern Belle. Well, that's what happens when you pick someone in prison. So Quaylen and Chevelle. Okay, now, it's party time, and Chevelle has planned a whole coming home, welcome home party. But I'm like, but wait, his family don't live there, so are these all her people? It was a house full of people. Who was all them people? I'm just like, did his friends come in out of town? Girl, I don't know. Anyway, we do see, like, his mom, his sisters there, whatever, and he brings up, I have never had someone throw a whole party for me like this. Okay, I am so surprised. I'm so happy that she did this for me or whatever. Okay, everybody, Quaylen, come on. Everybody come outside. And he like, what's going on? Like, what we going outside for? She then takes everybody outside, and she has a whole bow on that truck for that man. I'm like, people still put bows on used trucks, right? I think they do, because she did or whatever. And Quaylen is shocked. He like, what? He like, I don't even have a license and I have a truck. Oh, okay, or whatever. He also brings up, I'm so thankful. Thank you. But he do say, I'm not going to drive it. Not gonna drive it because I don't have no license. I don't want to get pulled over and get arrested and go to prison. I don't want that to happen to me. Not today. Okay, now we do see D-Mark watching all this. Cousin D-Mark, he's like, I don't like this shit. I don't like it at all or whatever. He like, I feel like everybody else is like, oh, hey, Quaylen, welcome home, Quaylen. And I feel like I don't trust him. I don't know his true colors. I'm saying I'm not convinced just yet that he is as dedicated to Chevelle as I think he say he is. So I got my eyes on him or whatever, okay? I'm like, well, that's fine. We then see the mamas talking, okay? We see, her mama and his mama having a conversation. This is after the whole presenting of the used truck, okay? His mama, like, did you see that? I could not believe she gave him a whole truck. Do you believe that? And then her mom, like, yeah, I saw him saying, I don't like it either. So they both agree they don't like the fact that she did it. But her mom say, but that's what she do. You know what I'm saying? She loves him, so that's what she do. She give people stuff that she love or whatnot. His mom, like, what I feel like it's a bribe. That she trying to bribe him and I don't like it. Her mom, like, you know what I'm saying? Well, look, I feel like he been locked up for 12 years and he up here using my kind-hearted daughter. Okay, he's using her. He probably told her to get him the truck. Then his mom then say, well, I feel like she buying my son. You know what I'm saying? She buying him so he won't leave her. That's what I feel. Okay, that's what I feel about what your daughter is doing with my son. And then her mama like, why would you feel that about my daughter? So they both kind of disagreeing. They agree to both not like what she's doing, but they both feel like the other one's kid is doing the wrong. I'm looking like, first of all, Chevelle is the one being dumb. Chevelle is the one who started dating a prisoner. Chevelle is the one who thinks his prisoner is going to marry her and wife her up or whatever. Chevelle is the one who spent $5,000 on that man truck. I don't blame Quaylen for that. I don't. I blame Chevelle. I think she's the one being just not too smart. And you can tell both moms are offended at what the other mom said about their child, but they kind of just leave it alone. They leave it be and they go their separate ways. I'm like, thank God they didn't, love and hip hop it up and start fighting at the party. No. Then in the kitchen, it is Quaylen's sister versus Chevelle. I'm looking like, why is everybody having these fight it out stuff, whatever, okay? So Chevelle told us, saying, I have been loyal to your brother for 2 years, and he is a grown man now, and he can make his own decisions about what he wants. I'm not forcing him to do nothing, okay? He made the decision to be here with me, okay? And then sister, boom, right here, it's like, look, I have no issue with you. I don't have no problem with you. What I do know is he been locked up since he was 17, okay? And he may physically be 29. He may physically be a grown man, but that man is still mentally a boy. He is still the same boy he was when he went to jail. So you need to get that, you know what I'm saying? And we already losing men daily in Kansas City, you know what I'm saying? So what makes you think it's smart to have him here fresh out of prison? He was shot and left for dead here, before he went to jail. Like, why would you think, you know what I'm saying, that we wouldn't feel some kind of way about him still being here? Okay, that's kind of crazy. Chevelle then say, look, you can get in trouble anywhere. You can get in trouble in Houston and anywhere around the world. He chose to be here with me. Okay, and then sister was like, you know what? I ain't trying to come to your house, okay, and be rude and disrespectful, whatever. I'm not trying to do that. But that's my only brother. That's my baby brother. Only brother. I will kill for him. I would die for him, okay? If something happens to him, me and you will have an issue. And then Chevelle walked away. And I think the crazy part is Quaylen went to jail on their watch. Quaylen went to jail, got shot all while under y'all watchful eye. So I think it's kind of hypocritical to say now all of a sudden you want to have him with y'all. Y'all didn't really succeed the first time. At the same time, that may be the reason they are so protective now, because they did not protect him then. They don't want the same thing that happened before to happen again. So they're overly protective of him. And it's true. He was locked up for 12 Was it 12 years? Yeah, 12 years. So anyone who feels like Quaylen is a grown ass man because he's 29 is stupid. He is not. He is prison minded, but he's still not worldly of a 29-year-old grown ass man. I mean, he cute though. We then have outside Quaylen and D-Mark having a conversation. Mainly because D-Mark don't trust Quaylen. And I'm like, why do you not trust Quaylen when it's your cousin that's doing this shit? Like, y'all want to come down on him as if he's the one playing her. He didn't reach out to her. She reached out to him. Period. Okay, stop blaming that boy, that man, or whatever. Anyway, cousin is being protective. Cousin is saying the right things, but I feel like stop putting all the pressure on him as the one that's done wrong. Your cousin is putting herself in this predicament. Okay, anyway, like, I just wonder how y'all gonna work. Like, y'all don't know each other. Like, how is that gonna work out or whatever? I feel like you're gonna be like all the other motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Who matter? Use her for what she had, what they can get from her, and then bounce. Okay, I don't have any belief that you will be, what this whole fairy tale story that Chevelle has. I don't think you can do that for her. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, you won't give her what you've been telling her you'll give her, whatever. And I don't like it. I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? And then like, well, I don't know why you think that. Like, how, I won't do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like mother dudes. You know what I'm saying? What you mean? Look, you know what I'm saying? All I know is I ain't with it. Okay? I ain't with it, and it's some bullshit. Now, Quaylen was like, I feel like DeMarco is trying to piss me off. He's trying to get up under my skin and get me hype, and I ain't gonna fall for it. Not today, or whatever. And then, D-Rock said, I get him 3 months, 6 months tops, okay? And again, I don't think you're going to stay with her, so I don't see it working out. Oh, okay, that's fine, whatever you're saying. You don't have to be with it, you know what I'm saying? But it's going to fuck you up when we work it out. And they both kind of went their separate ways. They were like, why is everybody meeting up to fuss and then going their separate ways? It was just weird or whatever. We do see Chevelle bringing up how she feel like everybody's against them, whatever. It's like them two against people on his side and her side, and no one think they're gonna make it because y'all don't know each other. It's not that anyone thinks y'all won't make it, but y'all are really acting as if it's gonna be this easy thing and everything that was said in prison gonna happen outside of prison, and that's not true or whatever. And Quaylen, like, I just feel like, you know what I'm saying, it's just all overwhelming. You know what I'm saying? Everyone has their opinions and their concerns about everything. And, for out of respect for Chevelle, I am allowing people and I'm entertaining people's opinions. You know what I'm saying? To say what they want. You know what I'm saying? However, I'm not going to let any of it affect me. Okay? And if anything go wrong between me and her, I'm happy that I can go home to Houston with my family. You know what I'm saying? But I just feel like, you know what I'm saying, my happiness matters too. Like, it's not just about her, it's about me as well. And that's like, no one has asked him, like, are you okay? You fresh out, you only been out less than a week, are you okay? They just keep ragging on him about being all these things for Chevelle and the kid. And girl, that boy ain't got time to be someone's husband and father yet. He don't know who the fuck he is just yet. Last but not least, Shawn and Destiny. Okay, honey, so she is home and she's still pissed because the card that Shawn gave her was declined in the store where she was flirting with a girl. Okay, so she's pissed about that or whatever. He like, I don't know what happened. It must have been some kind of glitch or whatever, but don't matter now because the banks is closed, and so let's leave that be or whatever. And so he trying to like skate by the fact that it was he canceled that card, so she would stop spending money or whatever. But I mean, it was what it was. He also brings up how he feels like he blames himself for the amount of money she's trying to send, because when she was locked up, he never told her no. So now that she's out, she feel like, you know what I'm saying, whatever she wants, she should get, because he never tells her no or whatever. I don't get why he don't get it. If you play stupid games, you get stupid prizes. Stupid prize A. Okay, anyway, so then, you know what I'm saying, they talking and he trying to say, I'm sorry that you were in bed. You know, so you know how much I love you, how much you mean to me, I want to be with you, whatever. You know, we had a hard start in the beginning. I know in the beginning we were both dealing or talking to other people. She was like, say what now? He's like, yeah, like in the beginning, we were both like talking. I told you that. She's like, no, you didn't. No. She's like, yeah, I did. She's like, see, you be lying to me. Like, you need to stop lying to me. If you keep lying to me, I'm going to leave you. Okay, I'm going to leave you alone if you don't stop lying. Now, she still don't know that he was talking to his baby mama a year ago. So that's kind of what he meant about that and whatnot, however. But I mean, that's neither here nor there. Now we do see him go to the little store to get a ring. He buys an engagement ring because he wants to propose to her. Now Hector, who goes with him, his friend Hector from work, is like, how long have you known her? Like, are you sure? He's been dating her or knowing her for like 9 months. Hector, like, you crazy. You know, you're crazy. You should wait to see if she's ready for marriage. You're going to lose your kids fucking around with this girl or whatever. Now the ring he got for her was $2,000. Okay, he brings up he has already spent $50,000. This includes the ring on her. He then brings up how if she does not go to court, he will lose another $50,000. Now he has been taking money out of his 401k to support this convict. That's just stupid, okay? You know, heck, like, I did not know you've been doing all of this. Like, you didn't even do all of this for Kelly, and Kelly gave you 6 children. You didn't do none of this shit for her. He like, well, I know, you know what I'm saying, and Kelly don't even want the kids around me or her until she's okay with Destiny. But Destiny don't like Kelly simply because Kelly's his ex. I'm like, bitch, she's not just an ex. She's the mother of his 6 children, some who are still under 18. Like, he's gonna forever have to talk to her. They have 6 kids, okay? Anyway, so later on, you know, he's at the house and she comes home. She shows him all the stuff that she's bought with his money. He's like, how much did you spend? Oh, that doesn't matter. You know, what does it matter? He then opens his account up. He sees that she spent well over $1,000. Okay, she spent $100 here, $200 there, $300 here. We're taking money out the ATM at the casino. So she's spending buku bucks. Okay, she's spending all this money. He like, you know, your spending habit is getting crazy. You know, if you keep doing this, like, it's not gonna be good. He tells us how if she keeps spending how she's spending, like in 2 more months, he'll be broke because she's spending that much money. He also tells her, like, it's like you have replaced one addiction with another. She tells him, you told me that you want to make me happy and you would give me whatever I wanted. Well, spending your money makes me happy. The casino makes me happy. I'm saying that you told me I can have everything I need and this is what I need or whatever. So she tells us that 3 months ago that she did heroin in prison. She's been clean since then, but she did heroin 3 months ago. I'm looking like, girl, you have really replaced one addiction with the other. We then see, you know, Uncle Babe was okay. Like, can you blow up the floaty for me? I want to stay at home, get in the pool. So they're kind of okay. She's in the kitchen cooking. He's out back blowing up the floaty. We then see Kelly calls him, the mother of his 6 children, just checking on him and seeing how things are going and whatnot. So Destiny overhears them on the phone. She comes out the kitchen, goes into where they are out on the backyard or whatever. Who's that? Who are you on the phone with? And he's like, it's Kelly. And she's like, are you kidding me? Are you serious? You know what I'm saying? I'm done. I'm leaving. You're like, why? I'm like, what the fuck? She's the mother of his 6 children or whatever. So that's like, this is bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Give me a plane ticket. I'm going to leave you. I'm done. I'm like, first of all, bitch, if you're leaving, you don't need me to help you leave. Bye-bye. Or whatever. And Kelly, like, are you serious? Like, really? Because he's now telling Kelly, I'll call you back. He's telling the mother of his 6 children, I'll call you back because my prison head ass girlfriend is upset that I'm talking to you, the mother of my 6 kids or whatever. So that's he said, I feel like they are disrespecting me by talking on the phone. If he wants to talk to his children, his kids can call him. There's no reason for her to call him. Bitch, they have 6 kids. Kelly has every right to call their kids not old enough for them not to have to talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can get if they was like older in their 20s, then no, you don't have to talk, you know, every day, whatever. But they have like teenage and like little kids. A girl dumb. She's stupid. And Shawn, like, you know what I'm saying, We have to have a relationship. Like she has my kids. Like we have to have a relationship. Which pissed Destiny off even more that he's telling her I have to have a relationship with her because she has his children. Now they outside fussing because she's pissed off and he's like, stop being pissed off. I love you. I don't want to be with her. I want to be with you. And she's still mad, but she can't go nowhere because she ain't got shit. So she still needs him to book her a plane, a train, or a fucking automobile to be able to go anywhere. But he like, look, I have to go to work. I don't want to go to work with us fussing. I don't care. I don't care. And so he's like, I love you. We can talk later. He's going to his truck. She's still saying this is dumb. I don't like this. It gets on my nerves. It's some bullshit. She then walks up to him in the truck and is fussing as he's saying, I'm sorry that you're, mad at me, but I do love you. She then starts punching him in the face. She literally abused this man on camera. Okay, first of all, her ass needs to be arrested. Okay, send her back to jail. She committed assault on television. Okay, she punched him dead in his face and his nose 3 or 4 times on camera, and he's like, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done with this shit. Because again, she punched him in the hard. And I think when she then realized that 1, she was assaulting him, and 2, on camera, you seen her nervously walking away. Like no, you realize you fucked up. You fucked up. The bad part is, the good part is, I say have her arrested. That's what I would say. Have her arrested, because that at least guarantees that she would go back to jail and you would still get your money because the jail would take her to court for her court dates. This shit, girl, it was too much. Destiny is dumb. I mean, so is Shawn. But I digress. Anyway, that was a whole long-ass 2-hour episode. Again, I still don't know even now if this will be 1 or 2 episodes. But again, thanks for watching.